If we do get a deal, a kind of unique deal, would that be enough not to call a second referendum?
Well, I think whatever the deal is, the public deserve to have a vote to say, yes, this is what we want to go ahead with, or no, we would like to choose a different path. And, you know, this process started with democracy and it should continue with democracy. This ultimately is such a huge decision. It should be in the hands of the people, not just the politicians.
Isn't the problem a problem of timeline, right? So when do you need this referendum? If there's a transition agreement, fine, that lasts like 18 months or even 2 years, but there's a hard out on March 29th. So when do they vote on it? We still don't have the details. We're a year away.
Well, there's a June and there's an October European Council. We're being told that we will have a lot more information in terms of the negotiations by then. It's actually pretty quick to pass a piece of emergency legislation to have a vote. That's not something which needs to take very long, and then you need several weeks to have a campaign. But it is entirely feasible that we have that negotiations and then we have that opportunity to have a vote on that deal so that the public can have their say. So it still works in terms of timing. The key thing is, will the public actually demand this and, make clear that that's what they want? And I would urge anyone who is concerned about Brexit and the direction it's going to think very carefully about how they're expressing that to their elected representatives, about how they use their vote in upcoming local elections if they're happening in their area. These are the opportunities people have to make their voices heard.
But I'm curious about the logistics for this. So how do you actually get this approved in Parliament to actually approve a vote, considering that both Labour and the Conservatives are against that? Is there going to be some sort of private members' bill, or what are the sort of mechanics for this?
Well, this is why I come back to it's actually what the public wants, because as public opinion shifts, and we have seen there is a growing appetite within the public, if you look at polls, for having a vote on the deal, even amongst some people who voted to leave, because people say, well, we recognise this is a major decision and it should be up to us to decide the way forward. That has an impact on how politicians respond, because if enough people want it and demand it, then it can happen. And, as Liberal Democrats, we've just launched our biggest ever campaign outside of election times to build the momentum for having that public vote on the deal, which I think is crucial if we're to move forward as a country together on this.